Are you looking for a build with 6 skill tiers that hits for 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000, even over a million per bullet? Well, you came to the right place because I'm going to showcase my hybrid skill build that I've been running for the last few seasons. We're going to be using the hardest hitting AR, the Capacitor, to deal out massive damage, while we're going to have our turret and our drone doing their thing, dealing out damage, tanking for us, being a moving decoy that shoots. This right here is my go-to hybrid skill build where we have massive stopping power while providing support for yourself and your teammates.
Did I just respawn again?
What's going on, Dags? If you're new to the channel, welcome to Again Gaming. I'm your host, Nox, where my favorite thing to do is respawn, and it's not because I'm good, it's because I got expertise 30 in all my guns. Let me know if you guys like the new intro where I kind of talk about the build before I get into talking about the build and giving my 2 cents, kind of like a summary to the video. That way you can kind of get an idea of the video and decide if you actually want to watch the full video and save you some time, because I totally understand that my build videos aren't the greatest for everybody. I do play wild, I do play with glass cannon, I do run around the field, and I do respawn a lot. And you can't make fun of me for respawning a lot because, you know, the channel is called Again Gaming, and my favorite thing to do is respawn. I put in some thought when I came out with the channel name. All right, let's get back to what this video is actually about. It's going to be about a hybrid skill build that I've been running around with for the last few seasons. So the origin of this build is when I first started playing the game. I play skill builds because, you know, skill builds are super easy to put together and they did a decent amount of damage. So I recommend, if you're new to the game, try putting together a couple different skill builds, and that's going to allow you to play in higher difficulties like challenging or heroic, as you can lean more into your skills doing like the damage and tanking. And when you play on higher difficulties, you're going to get better quality loot, and that's going to help you put together other builds. And then what you can do is you can start incorporating more mechanics to boost your gun damage. Like for this build, I have 6 skill tiers, but the rest of my attributes are all red, and I'm really stacking up the critical hit chance, critical hit damage. That way I can have a lot of stopping power as well on top of my skill damage. And what's really neat about skill builds is that you could literally play them anywhere. You could play them in legendary very efficiently, you can play them in heroic below content, you could play it open world missions, whatever, and just tweak your build to however you like to play and what's your play style. And the way I have this build set up is more like a support-ish off skill damage type of build, because the majority of our damage is going to come from actually shooting the capacitor, and we're going to have the skills dealing, you know, respectable damage. Still, our drone is hitting for over 100k and our turret's hitting for over 200k, so that's an additional, you know, 300k on top of our gun already hitting for well over 600k. So when you combine all 3 damage sources, yeah, this build shreds. And I personally like to spec my skill builds into having more skill health and skill efficiency. That way my drone will actually stay alive and actually be there to do its thing of being like a moving decoy and adding some DPS to my, you know, loadout. And this specific loadout does really well for like Tidal Basin, the zoo, Roosevelt Island, like the more open type of legendary missions, because you don't have to worry about your drone getting gunned down and killed super fast, because it is going to be super tanky. And as long as you have at least 1, 2, or 3 of the enemy shooting at your drone or turret, that is going to be less damage you have to worry about coming at yourself and your allies. So without further delay, let's get right into the build breakdown. I used the gunner specialization for the armor on kill. The Capacitor, this is just the beast of an AR. It comes with both damage to armor, damage target out of cover. Capacitor gives you freaking 60% skill damage, which is ridiculous. And additionally for that, you get 7.5% weapon damage for each yellow core. So even though I'm playing with freaking 6 yellow cores, that's equivalent to me running 3 red cores. What's even better about the freaking Capacitor is you get 10% skill chance and 30% critical hit damage. This thing just a freaking powerhouse when it comes to DPS. Sidearm, mechanical animal, you can whip this bad boy out just to overcharge your skills every 90 seconds. And the sidearm, you can put wherever you want. Backpack, you're going to want the Memento because you get all 3 of the cores. And on top of that, you get the talent kill confirmed, which gives you skill efficiency. And then you get even more skill efficiency when you pick up a kill confirmed token, giving you a total of 60% skill efficiency on this loadout. And what's good about skill efficiency, it affects everything about skills. You're going to get skill health, you're going to get skill damage, skill haste, skill duration. You get repair skills as well, but I don't have any repairs. This is really good, especially for legendaries, because you want your skills to be tanky. You want them to have a lot of health. That way they don't get gunned down as soon as you pull them out. My drone never dies. It'll be out there until it runs out of duration. The same thing with my assault turret. This thing is going to tank. Like right now, it's only showing 8 8 million armor, but that's going to get even more. And then I run 3 pieces of the Empress because you're going to get the skill health, skill damage, and skill efficiency. So that's going to be another 18% skill health pretty much for my drone to stay alive. Then I'm running the Sacrifice because it comes with the perfect glass cannon, and that amplified damage is going to apply both to our shooting gun and to our skills. And you will take the 60% incoming damage, but your skills like the drone and the turret will not take that 60% incoming amplified damage. And then for the 6th piece, it's going to be dealer's choice. You can run wherever you want. I run Defenders just to have the higher base damage for my crits and stuff like that, and my non-crits. And another thing to know about any type of ballistic skill like the striker drone, the assault turret, the sniper turret, they do not, I repeat, they do not benefit from the attributes damage to armor, damage to target out of cover, and damage to health. And for the secondary attributes and armor mods, I have critical hit chance, critical hit damage everywhere. I have enough critical hit chance to get to 56%, and then I dump the rest in critical hit damage. And then for the active modifier, I couldn't decide on what to run, and I just went with sanitation just to give me that like a little bit of health if I need it. But yeah, you can run Zealot, spliced up, say cheese, it don't matter. I just personally like sanitation better. And then for this passes, I got Rupert's Tear, Keep Out, and Stepping Stone. Now, yeah, this is my setup. This is my go-to hybrid skill build. I do plenty of skill damage, and I do a lot of weapon damage still. Like, I like to have that stopping power in case I'm getting rushed by the enemies. I want to be able to kill them versus me, you know, trying to shoot them and not being able to kill a red bar or purple bar. But this, you already saw, I was able to melt down enemies, Chongas, yellow bars, red bars, purple bars, warhounds, freaking tanks. I was doing damage to everything when I was shooting them. All right, guys, hope you liked the hybrid skill build. All right, Dax, I hope you guys liked my hybrid skill build. This thing is a load of fun to play, as you saw. And if you ever want to see any of my builds in action, you can catch me live streaming, because I'm always going to play test and showcase the builds before I pull out the build breakdown. And I do it like that specifically because I want to make sure the build videos I put out is actually builds that I personally play. So if it's on my channel, it is a cheat clapping build that I personally play. And if you made it this far, make sure you like the video, drop a comment below. And if you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. That's all for now. Get out there, happy farming, and I'll catch you on the map, ring, live, wherever you. Later. I had to run away from the pulse. It would have killed me. Bruh, stop throwing your back to me.